Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, Everythingbeautyxo. Today I decided I'm gonna do something a little bit different. Instead of a makeup tutorial, I decided why not let you guys know a few of my tips and tricks on how I apply my makeup to make it look smoother, to make it look more blended, and just overall useful tips that'll actually help you on applying your makeup. Because sometimes I find when you're doing a makeup tutorial, like I'm over here blending my eyes or I'm putting on my foundation, and you guys are probably like, okay, I get it, like you're putting it on your face, but I don't know exactly what motions you're doing. Like when I watch makeup tutorials myself, I like to look at the technique and I like to look at how the material is applied onto the face. You can say blend in your crease, but what hand motion or how hard or how soft, you know, those things actually really matter when you're applying your makeup, because the harder you press, the more color and more pigmented it's gonna be. The softer you press, obviously it's gonna be a little bit more softer. The reason I'm doing this video is because a few days ago when I was doing my makeup, like a full face, I noticed some techniques that I was doing myself. I decided why not write down, like while I was doing my makeup, I'm like, oh, that's a good trick. And there's definitely more, and when I think of them or come up with them, I will definitely let you guys know. These are just a few tips that I've discovered myself in the past few days. The basic tip, very basic. This is very basic tips and tricks on how to apply your makeup. So if you want to know some more basic tips and tricks on how to apply your makeup, continue watching. Tip number 1. I actually took a picture of my computer screen of the list of things, so I'm just gonna reference on my phone because it's just a little bit easier than having my laptop here. Anyway, tip number 1. When you're applying your eye primer, make sure that you are applying it in gentle patting motions. You don't want to smudge or pull on your eyelid, because first of all, that is gonna cause lots of wrinkles. When you're patting, you're just patting into the skin. You don't want to drag your makeup down. You want to always like lift your face. Pat down and up in like almost a circular semicircle motion, and then when you're blending it out, pat and move up. One of my best friends will literally always come over before we go out and she'll be like, how do you get your eyeshadow so flawless and so blended? And I'm just like, you need to put a primer on. You need to put a base. It'll give you a clean canvas. It's like priming your face. Like you want your makeup to last all day, you need to put a primer. Tip number 2. After you have applied your primer, make sure to set it. If you don't set your eye primer, when you're applying your eyeshadow, the primer that you set onto your eyes might be too creamy or too liquidy. And when you go in with, let's say you go in with a really dark brown, it is going to stay exactly where you place that shadow. It's gonna be really hard to blend because the product that you're priming your face with is a little bit thicker. I would suggest to set it. And the best way that I think to set it is using a translucent powder. This is because, let's say you take a palette and you use a cream color to set it. You're already setting it with a pigmented shadow, but with a translucent powder, it's more clear, and I think that makes the most sense for eyes. So I would suggest to set your primer on your eyes with a translucent powder. Tip number 3. Apply your color correctors and highlighters before you put your foundation on. Now, I'm also guilty of this. I sometimes just put my foundation on before I do my highlight and contour or whatever, but I find the best results are when you apply your highlighter before your foundation. And I'm gonna explain why. Think about it. When you're applying your foundation, it is the same shade as your face. For my highlighter, I go 1 or 2 shades lighter than my skin color so that it looks a little bit more natural, but still looks like it's highlighted. When you're highlighting over your foundation, the color of the highlight might be dimmed down. So let's say you're like me and your shade is natural beige. And today I'm actually using the Fit Me foundation in natural beige. I usually highlight with the Naked Skin concealer, and this is the shade light neutral. When you're putting the lighter shade over the dark, the lightness of this shade is going to be a little bit dimmed down. Another reason why it's good to apply it before your foundation is because you're not getting so many layers under your eyes as you would if you put the foundation before and then you put the highlighter after. after. It's just gonna be too many layers, and throughout the day it's gonna be cakey. It's gonna go into your creases and nobody really likes that. That is tip number 3. Tip number 4, and this is actually one of my favorite tips. Nikki tutorial taught me this, and I will link her tutorial on how I learned this in the description box below. Contouring. Everybody loves to contour, and everybody loves to highlight, and everybody loves to have that Kim K sharp face. What I've been taught in the past about putting your contour on is to start from the top of the ear and to extend the line to the inner corner of the outer corner of your lips. But Nikki actually taught me that the best way to contour, so you have your sideburns. That's literally the only thing I can call them. So your sideburns, you go to the end of those, and then you contour from there, that point, inward into your outer corner of your lip. Thank you, Nikki, because I noticed it actually makes such a difference in how my face actually looks just in general. And you want to fade it out. Like, you don't want it to, well, right now I'm like full out contour queen. If you want a more natural look, you obviously don't want to go all the way into your lip with the darkest contour shade that you have. But today I'm a little bit extra and I wanted to have a on fleek contour, so don't judge me. Tip number 5. If you are going for a natural yet glamorous look, I would suggest going with red cherry lashes. I say this because red cherry lashes are actually made with 100% human hair. What better way to make your lashes look absolutely natural than to use actual human hair? My favorite are actually the wispy. I think number 43. If you're going for a more natural look, but you want to also have fuller lashes that look natural, these are more wearable. I feel like they're way more comfortable than wearing lashes that weigh like 10 pounds on your eyes. I will leave a link in the description box below of the site that I get these lashes for. If you don't want to order online, you don't trust online shops, go to Walmart, get Ardell lashes, but make sure you get the demi wispies or just the wispies in general. Those are the best ones that create a more natural eye look, but also look fuller on your lashes and emphasize your eye look. Red cherry lashes. Tip number 6. When you are applying your lashes, you want to make sure that you are applying on top of your real lashes. You want to apply it to the root of your real lashes, but you also want to lay them on top. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the lashes. So I have my lashes right here. I'm wearing lashes right now, so this kind of may not count as a clear demonstration, but I'm just going to show you anyway because it might be useful regardless. So I'm going to apply it over top. And I'm gonna make sure that it's laying on top so that the actual lashes that you're applying are directed upward, not straight down or straight to the outer portion of your eye like this. The lashes that you are applying to your eyes, they're naturally curled. So when you're laying them on top of your natural lashes, they're going to automatically give you that natural curl, that natural lift to your eye. After you apply your mascara, you want to lay them on top. That way you get the most from your lashes, and then kind of gently tap them upwards when you are letting them dry with your finger and kind of blending them. Like while you tap it, you're kind of blending it in with your natural lashes. So tip number 7. By the way, do not mind my broken mirror. I am very accident prone. Tip number 7, and I think this is probably the most crucial. When you're applying your eyeshadow or your contour, make sure that you are looking at it from a bunch of different angles. Like you're not just looking at it from a front angle. You gotta make sure that your angles are good. My biggest suggestion is when you are blending your makeup in, so let's say I'm doing my eyes and I'm doing my crease or I'm putting on my smoky eye. First of all, I'm going to look at it from a frontward direction. So I'm gonna see where my darkest shade is and I'm gonna blend, right? I'm just gonna blend And I want to see what it looks like from the front straight on, because it's actually kind of important, because when you're talking to someone, you're looking them directly in the face. You know what I mean? Right? You gotta look them in the face. You're gonna make sure that whatever you blended in from the front is blended nicely and looks smooth and it makes sense from the side. That is tip number 7. Tip number 8. I think this is like a tip that's not a tip, but it still is a tip. Who cares about the rules of makeup? If you like something and you think it looks fabulous, and if you love it, you rock that, girl. I know there's so many, you know, strategies and tips and rules about how you apply your makeup and how you should apply your makeup. But you know what? All of that doesn't matter, because what really, 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 really matters in the end is how you feel in that look. So if you want to put blue on your eyes and pink on your lips, who is anybody to tell you not to do so? Makeup is an art, and however you feel like looking that day, you can do it. Like, you want to go and put purple on your lips or red or blue, like, go ahead, like, do you, like, rock it. Makeup is almost an expression of feeling. There really technically isn't supposed to be any rules for makeup. Like, it's all cosmetic. Like, you can be anything that you want to be with makeup, and I think that's the best part about makeup. You can do whatever you want for that day, and you know what, if you want to start all over again, you just wipe it off. Like, so those are my 8 tips on how to apply makeup in general. I hope you guys found it useful. I probably will be coming up with more tips and tricks for you guys. It could be product tips or brands and stuff like that that are really good for certain things. So when I figure those things out, I will let you guys know, and hopefully you found this video useful. Thank you for watching my video. Bye.